So I was asked to write this Upward talk like a week ago or so, and I'm an Upward soccer coach. My son plays on my soccer team, and a bunch of other kids do. And so I was asked to do this Upward soccer devotion. And so I was really thinking about, I really like Matthew 14, where Peter sees Jesus walking on the water, and then he gets out of the boat, and then he goes and he actually walks on water for a little while himself. And then so I love that story and love the faith implications. And so I was going to do that. And in my looking through Matthew 14, I read the whole chapter starting in verse 1, and God really spoke something to me that I hadn't even noticed before. And so what you had is you had a description of John the Baptist, and then what had happened was he got beheaded. So this lady didn't like him, and then she had this king cut his head off, and I know that's pretty nasty, and she didn't like what he was saying, and she got offended. And so you had John the Baptist, the guy who baptized Jesus, suffer this gruesome death. And then so he's the guy who baptized Jesus. His mom, their moms knew each other before the boys were born, and they hung out with each other before the boys were born, and then they grow up, and John the Baptist baptizes Jesus, and John's been telling everybody about Jesus for a long time now. And so their histories have been intertwined for a long time. And so Matthew 14 goes on to say that Jesus went away to be by himself. And if you've ever lost somebody you love, you know that it's normal to get away, to want to go be by yourself and grieve. And so Jesus went away to be by himself, and Matthew 14 goes on to say that the crowds followed Jesus. And so in Jesus, and here's what struck me, as he's leaving this situation from John the Baptist, he has compassion on the people who followed him. So he's trying to be by himself, and the Bible says he had compassion on the crowds, and he goes on to heal them. He goes on to feed 5,000 of them. And I don't know if you've ever done any event planning before, but I've done things where we fed like 400 people, and that takes a lot of manpower, a lot of serving, a lot of utensils, etc., all that. And so I've never fed 5,000 people. So Jesus walks away from this time of his relative, his friend, the man who baptized him, gets gruesomely killed. He tries to be by himself. The people follow him. He has compassion on them. He pauses from what's going on in his own story, his own life, and engages with and loves on the people. And then, after he feeds 5,000, the Bible goes on to say how he walked 3 or 4 miles on water. The story I was going to tell in my Upward devotion. And so, man, I was just so struck that often I get so caught up in the busyness and what I think I need to be doing. And here's Jesus, who has had this loss, who's about to enter in and do these great things, and in the middle of these big events, these big important situations, he pauses, focuses in on the people, and engages with them how they need. So I just want you guys who don't know Christ to know and see how he lived, how he walked this earth, and that he does that for us. We are the crowds, we are the people. And he paused, he took time, he wasn't too busy no matter what was going on. He's not too busy, no matter how many people are praying to him, to pursue your heart and love on you and engage you. And if you guys do know him, I would encourage you to really get to know him through his word, through prayer, to see, I was super convicted by this passage, honestly, to see that it's not all about you. It's not all about me. It's not about my agenda, where I need to be, what I need to accomplish, what I need to be doing. Because he might bring somebody or people into your situation who he wants you to put your agenda on hold and love on and engage with those people. So take time today to love on folks and engage with folks and allow Jesus to engage with you. Bye, guys.